You excited to go in for the solo?
I am. Liv was in there quite a bit, and I know they're both more terrified of the basement, so I'm interested to see how hers went upstairs. That's tomorrow's basement. I'm looking forward to it.
You think it's going to be different going in by yourself?
It's always different by yourself because it's pitch black, it's quiet, you're in a place that's supposedly haunted, so it's always intriguing. But I'm not really scared. I'm just looking forward to it.
You think you're more intimidated for this place than any of the other places we've been?
No, I don't think any of them intimidate me. I think it's more of just, let's go and see if I can experience something because I'm waiting to do it. I know D said he has something in store for me, some new plans, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm very curious. What you got with you right now?
So we had the music box downstairs, and since we're only doing upstairs the first night tonight, I'm bringing it upstairs to use while I'm up here. So
cool. Do you have the EVP?
In my pocket.
Oh, nice. Dude, I can't believe how close this is to the road.
Make sure it's in my pocket.
Yeah, do you have the EVP?
Yeah, I got it. It's right there. All right.
Cool.
All right, babe. Let's get it.
Is Deangelo ready?
D, you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Alright.
All right, what do you need? All right. Ooh, this camera just, okay, never mind.
Godspeed, brother.
All right, I am walking in to the upstairs of Bobby Mackey's. I'm gonna turn my light on for a second so I can actually see, but I'm not gonna turn it on bright. We're gonna put it on red so I can see the ground. So I always have to duck in here because it is low hanging ceilings and it is so much hotter in here than it is outside. Right now, what am I feeling? Hot. So I'm feeling hot right now. But I'm intrigued. I want to see what's going to happen in here. I know D said he had something interesting for me. So D, what do you got going for me? I know one thing I'm going to do. I'm bumping you, but I'm going to do it. But what else you got for me?
Okay, so you obviously see you don't have a spirit box. I didn't give you a spirit box. And you wanted to challenge this rampart earlier. And I feel like this is our best way to turn you from a skeptic into a believer on you working this REM pod. So without further ado, let's see if you can get this REM pod to go off, Gary.
Oh, okay, I like it. So going to the REM pod, I'm going to mess with the REM pod, but what I'm going to do first is I'm recording with this EVP. I'm just going to set it over here and leave it.
Rogue.
While I go over here to the REM pod
and
challenge this thing.
It's interesting because, again,
So,
the
we'll
REM pod went off when Gary said, hey, when they first went in there, obviously, the REM pod went off.
So we have the REM pod sitting right in here. I'm about to turn on the camera and show you. Sitting right there on the ground. Anything in here wants to interact with me, all you have to do is come around it, set it off. I'm also going to set this music box right around the REM pod.
Okay, so the REM pod went off, right? And Gary was like, it has malfunctioned before. It has malfunctioned before. It has, but it's never malfunctioned the way that it malfunctioned today. And then when they were in there doing another thing in another room, the REM pod went off, and there was no one else in there. And he still was like, hey, it's malfunctioned before. Like, maybe that's what's going on with it.
So if anything is in here and would like to communicate with me, I have the REM pod sitting in the middle of the room. Feel free to interact with it. I also have the music box center right next to it. You can interact with that by walking in front of it. I'll sit in here for a little bit. I'll sit nice and quiet for you. and I'll just sit here and let you come talk to me, do whatever you want to do. I said earlier that I didn't think it was anything setting off the REM pod. I thought it was a mechanical error by the battery and all that stuff. So everybody else said it could have been something else. So we're just trying to figure out if there's something here that wants to communicate through the REM pod.
I find this very interesting too because, you know, Gary really wants to believe, and I'm a firm believer that, you know, this is one of the top 10 haunted places in the world, and I'm pretty sure that this location has what it takes to turn this skeptic into a believer.
So this is a new challenge for me. Because usually I come in here with the
And he gets
spirit
nothing.
box.
Gary gets
EVP.
absolutely nothing. Gary gets,
And I see
whenever
what we're
Gary
experiencing that
normally
way.
goes into a
This time I did
room
not.
or in a building,
This time we're doing
he
something
gets
different,
absolutely
so.
nothing because he was born with a veil.
Dee's really trying to push this challenge for
And
me.
I'm pushing this
and
challenge
see what
on
we
him
can
because
experience.
he's had it going off twice while he was in there. Twice. So if he's in there by himself, it's just him. There's nobody else around. That REM pod goes off. You and I both know that he has to believe.
D, I will say, sitting in here in the silence, in the solitude, it is definitely, I can see why people are scared and could think this place is haunted in here, because it is dead still quiet in here. You hear cars coming by on the road and stuff, but it is just dead still quiet. At this moment, I'm not hearing anything. It's literally just dead silent. Obviously I hear the cooler behind me by the bar going, but I haven't heard anything, no knocks, no nothing like that.
I really want you to appease me, Gary. I know you got the EVP playing, and I've never really listened to old country, but I really want to know what the entities think about Bobby Mackey's country performances. So can you please do me a solid, ask them for me, and see if they respond on the MVP on if he's even a good singer.
All right. If anything's in here with me, around me, I have an EVP back of the room, and you can use that to talk to me. I'm going to ask you a question. The question is, what do you think of Bobby Mackey's singing? Do you enjoy it? If you're at his bar, I would assume you enjoy it. Do you enjoy it? Do you want to hear it? Or do you not like it at all? You can go set up the REM pod or talk through the EVP. Let me know what you think. There's also a bowling pin on the stage. Feel free to knock it over. The REM pod, the music box, any of that. Or even the EVP. EVP, I won't hear you at this moment, but I promise you I will listen to it and hear you if you decide to talk through the EVP. This is really different, obviously, D, because I'm used to having that spirit box and stuff. So it's very, like I said, it's just quiet, very quiet. And I'm not getting anything on this REM pod, so not yet at least.
Nothing on the music box either, huh?
Nothing on the music box yet.
Did the music box not go off earlier in his office?
The music box did not go off in the office. It only went off because we were in front of it. Oh, I got something on the music box. I will say that's a little interesting.
Interesting. It's how the music box going on. It's going off continuously right now. It's super creepy. It's going off. I got chills right now. I got chills.
Evan, how do I turn this record back on?
You need to press the button on the back side of it. Oh wait, no, wrong Bobby. There should be a button on the back side, like near your thumb, when you put your hand through. It should be like a little red button, and you press it.
Red button?
It's like a rectangle button. It has like a little red dot on it.
There we go. So, as you can see, this thing's still going off, which is supposed to say there's something there. But it's not setting up the REM pod. I think that's the interesting thing for me, is it's setting off the music box, which means maybe it likes music, which I think is pretty cool. I will say an interesting thing that happened before it started playing. I did hear a sound to my right. I don't know what the sound was, but I heard a sound before the music box started playing. I do think it's pretty crazy that the music box is still playing. If there's something in front of the music box, can you walk away? Can you walk away from the music box?
This is absolutely wild. So, obviously, when he first walked in, we was working on the REM pod. The REM pod never went off, but the music box, as we were talking about the music box, and the fact that the music box had went off in the office, he told me, no, it didn't go off in the office. Well, it did, but it was because we walked by literally right after that conversation, the music box going off, and it has not stopped.
I'd worry that it could be like picking up the REM pod, like because the REM pod's right in front of it, and if there's anything in front of it, it plays. So it could be, for me, it could be that, because I'm asking if there's something here to move and it hasn't stopped playing it. So that would be my rationale thinking, is that the REM pod set off. Now why did it take so long to go off? That I don't know. That I can't explain away.
Yeah, and it's a really creepy tone that music box plays too.
Oh yeah, you're not lying there. That music box plays the creepiest tone, and it hasn't stopped playing for probably the last 3 minutes, which is very intriguing. I want to get up and move it and turn it off of, so it's not in front of the REM pod, just to make sure. What do you think, D?
So, do you want to see if you can move the REM pod without going close to the music box to see if the music box will still play?
Yeah, I can try that. So I'm gonna try and move the REM pod. If there's something here, I'm just gonna come move this REM pod and see if I can get it out of the way. Okay, I got the REM pod moved. And the music box is still going off. I cannot explain that at all. I think it's very interesting.
Is it
sure.
pointed towards the bull room?
It is pointed towards the bull room, that is correct.
I got a theory. My theory is that I don't think the REM pod is actually picking it up in this room. I'm telling you, Liv activated this place because of I don't know. I'm gonna keep what I think to myself, okay? But all I'm saying is And I'm gonna say it. I ain't gonna keep it to myself. I gotta let y'all know. I think that Liv charged this place up because she was able to relate to this place. She has that type of energy, and right now
I want to move the music box
this is
to a
wild.
different location and see if it continues to go off.
Now he was
Not the
asking.
location, just, like,
He was
moving on
asking
the
for
floor
answers, and he just
and
got his
see
answer,
if it continues
and he has more
going on.
questions now than he want with this answer. It's interesting. I love it. I absolutely love it.
If there's something by the music box, can you set up the REM pod to let me know you don't want me to move the music box?
So Gary, if you want to, you can go to the bull room, leave the music box there to see if it'll shut off eventually when you go to the bull room.
So, D, I would like to move the music box and turn it a different way first, if you don't mind. Because I want to make sure it's nothing like on the ground setting it off or anything. If I turn it a different way, I want to know if it will still set off or not. Well, I want to, if it's getting action in here, I'm going to leave it in here, but I want to see something. I'm going to move this music box. So this is me picking it up and it's still going off, turning anywhere around me right now. So I'm actually going to turn it off and see if I turn it back on, if it does it again. So, okay. So honestly, the way I'm moving this thing around, it feels like there'd be things all around me with the way it keeps going off around me in certain areas.
Dude, it's wild because, yeah, it'll stop and then it's going off in the same area that you put it in.
Correct. Certain areas it stops and then it turns back. Now I can't explain that. Now this will be something I'll be interested to see if we can recreate with Taylor.
So this is very interesting. So kind of walk us through like what's going on and how this spirit box, how this music box works and what's going on right now.
Okay, so this music box, when I turn certain locations, it's going off. So what it's supposed to do is anything within 15 feet-ish or less, if it catches something, it's supposed to go off and play that song you hear. Creepy ass song, that's for sure. But so as I turn around, it keeps going off. So it's very interesting and it's always in the same directions. So I'm interested if we can recreate this with Taylor, because if we can recreate that with Taylor, I would say you're on the right track with evidence with the same location, if we can get the same type of stuff.
We got something.
Hey, we got something. We got something. We got a chance. We got a chance.
Now, what we want to do when I walk outside with this thing, I'm gonna do the same exact thing outside, and I'm gonna show that it doesn't go off like this when I'm outside, just to prove that point, because I want to make sure myself that I can't debunk that.
Ah, this is
I am
shouldn't be.
very interested to see if the same thing happens to Taylor.
Bro.
Even though I don't know. if
Will it
Taylor's
be
gonna-
Bobby
goes off,
Mackey
he'll stay.
that we're able to I told you. I told y'all. I said this
It
earlier.
hasn't gotten any cooler in here.
I'm
still
not gonna
hot
put
as
the cart
shit.
before the horse, though. Not gonna put the
Right.
cart before the horse. I'm just letting you know that we own to something. We got us something here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got us something.
What do you think, D? You want to try and get Taylor to try and get this thing to set off? See if it sets off for somebody else?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's try that because I want to
All right.
see what it does when you do it out here.
All right.
And yeah, I want to see if we can recreate it and see what it does.
All right, I'm leaving it on as I walk so we can see. I will grab the EVP as well on my way out. So everywhere I'm walking right now, I'm catching different things. All right, let's see. I'm outside. Let's see. Only when I face it towards the building. Like the doors.
Oh, that's wild.
Only when I face it towards the doors does it go off.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now that I can't explain away.
Yes. We got something. We got something. It's the unexplained.
I will say this is very interesting. I'm interested if we can recreate this with Taylor because I think this is to me, this is on the right track of evidence.
Yes.
Because this only went off when I was facing it towards the door and in certain areas
That's
inside.
interesting.
Now I'm
That's
very
interesting.
intrigued on what's going to happen when we listen back on the EVP that was recording the whole time.
I'm very
So
interested
this
to
will
hear
be
what he
a
has
lot
on
of
the
fun
EVP,
to review
'cause
all
there
this
could
footage.
be there could be some very interesting stuff on the EVP. So we'll go back and review the EVP, and then we'll get back with you guys. Stay tuned. This is good. This just got really good. That's crazy.
Also, by the way, I don't think I ever hit this button to turn it off and it stopped recording in the middle, right when the stuff was playing music. But I could have because I was holding it like this. Okay. So I don't know, but it did stop recording.